is how it's going to work. Are you ready? You are here with them. Whenever you you'll have it like this. We go down, and then you just need to do command enter. Go. It starts. Yeah, exactly. It starts when you go down.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And then it does everything automatically.
Yeah. Anyway, you make me a sign because I'm counting on this as well.
Okay.
At the same time. Yeah, and it goes automatically.
Yeah,
On the very end, we take it out and you put it on the first slide.
And should I hit it or should I'll hit it?
You'll hit it for yeah.
Okay.
Dear friends, let's try to move fast
Command enter gets out.
and sit as delegations,
Command
please.
enter is to escape it at the end. Or just
Command enter is to I think.
Well, hold on. Let me.
And he will tell you when he passes by. I'm not a man.
Yeah. And what does command enter do? Finish. That skips to the end. So I never need to do that. So. Yeah. Yeah, I won't. Yeah, that's fine.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we start this next very important session, I just want to take the chance to thank our 12 facilitators from the previous session. We had Christian, who can stand up, Kaylee, Grace, Amori, Andrew, Juna, Tiago, Andre, and Rachel, Ahmed, Hoyan, and Jelena. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Aslan, for that. And now comes on the most important session you have, and probably the most exciting, after the results of the election, of course. So now the candidates to the position to youth advisor have the opportunity to present a speech, to explore ideas, and also to share your feelings about the next triennium and what you want to be, what the reason to apply as a youth advisor. So I would like to ask Hani Abdumanan to present the process, and please try to pay attention to that, especially because you have some small procedures about the applause or not, how you're gonna deliver this, try to run the session. So let's try to do it in the most relaxed and smoothly way. So thank you very much, and Hani, the floor is yours.
Okay, you hear me? Yes, okay, good. Now we will present to you the candidates for the Youth Advisors to the World Scout Committee. There are 12 committed young people who took a step forward in order to have an extra contribution to the World Scouting. Before that, please keep in mind that there is one more candidate withdrawal. We have a total of 3 withdrawals now. Alexandra Rudi from Hungary, Miguel Angel Corte Vega from Colombia, and Gabriela Caballero Perdomo from Honduras. The candidate speeches will now take place following adopted order. I will ask each candidate to come to the lectern to give us his candidature speech. Each speech will have a duration of only 3 minutes. I would like now to ask all candidates to stand up and go to the back of the room. And while we are doing that, please give them all a round of applause. After this round of applause, there is no more applause. Please, no applause or cheering either during or after the presentations. This procedure is being taken to make the process very neutral, and the competition will be fair for everybody. So please respect, there is no applause, there is no cheering for any candidature. We are respecting each other, and we are depending now on your scout spirit, on your promise and love. Now I will go for the candidature, the candidates in the order that, by alphabetical order of their surnames. Muntasir Hosni Abdul Majid from Egypt.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Hello, dear brother and sister in the Scout movement. Assalamu alaikum. I am Muntasir Hosni from Egypt. I stand here today to share with you a few points. We are one of the biggest youth organizations all over the world. This puts responsibility on our shoulders towards the global trends that affect youth. We, the youth, are the future makers. We have a duty to help others and to work hard for the best of our movement. We should dream big and have a strong commitment. I have been involved in my NSO at national, regional, and international levels. You can find this in document number 5. Working on current youth involvement and youth program policies to achieve more and more chances for youth in all regions to take part in decision making. Working on strategic priority educational methods, we can start new initiatives to give more chances for youth empowerment, to build capacities to be able to take active role in their NSOs at different levels. Working on strategic priority social impacts, a global volunteering program can be launched to help sharing knowledge between Scout regions and to increase the impact of WOSM in society. This can be linked with the strategic priority, communications, and external relations. If you could have a World Scout identity card, a card that be recognized by different service providers and to offer scouts anywhere they go discounts and facilities. Building partnership with stakeholders and NGOs with similar working areas should increase our resources and help to create a better world. There are many ideas, but actions are louder than words. I invite you to discuss them all together, to make strong recommendations. Together we stand, individuals we fall. That's why we need to think global and act local. I would be grateful if you entrust me to be a youth voice to the World Scout Committee. Thank you.
Sorry, please, no applaud, please. Luis Antonio Aguayo Miranda from Mexico.
Yeah. I am ready. Dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, being able to lead the changes in youth involvement in my association helped me realize the important role that we play in the decision-making process, not only for our associations, but for making better Scouting in the future. As National Youth Coordinator, I know the hard work and the impact of the results of our actions and decisions. Straining youth involvement year by year at our national youth forums, the importance of good communication in Scouting at all these levels, and the magnitude of teamwork to accomplish better results. Being planning team on the 22nd World Scout Jamboree and the upcoming 24th show me that as a youth member, your contributions and ideas can help thousands of Scouts to enjoy a long period of hard work and constant work, just as we are doing right now. That's why it is important to take seriously each word and role given. I understand that the role of an advisor is not representing a specific country or region, but to increase youth participation in decision-making and strengthen youth involvement in our movement by understanding the difference and growing opportunities between our regions. Knowing that this is a long-term and time-consuming responsibility, I must say that by summer of 2017, I still visualize myself in Scouting. Studying international business has helped me realize too how multicultural our world is, many problem-solving techniques, and how these abilities can help to accomplish our mission and our vision to take our associations where we're going to go in the upcoming future. I am sure that the responsibility of a youth advisor is important, challenging, and demanding. That's why, but also have to say that this won't be impossible to accomplish. That's why there are 6 people doing these tasks, working as a team, and of course, with the support of active young adults and Scouts like us, looking forward to improve our movement. I assure you that I will work hard to fulfill their responsibility in the next triennium, and overall, to continue the work done by our past generations. Because of the before-mentioned, my experience, passion, and my willingness to make a better movement, active communities, and a brighter future, I call your support by choosing me as one of the next youth advisors. Thank you.
Jeremy Appert from France.
Yes. That's fine. Dear friends, chers amis, I'll just start with a quick word in French before continuing my speech in English. Don't worry. Je m'excuse de ne pas parler en français, mais il est important que la majorité des gens me comprennent et la traduction français-anglais est plus compliquée. Now, back to the majority language. I won't tell you how passionate I am about Scouting and how much it has brought me. We all share that feeling, otherwise I don't think we would be here. Instead, I'll tell you about my previous experiences and why they make me a relevant candidate for youth advisor, I think. I started scouting when I was 10, and I started giving back in 2009. First, as a scout leader. Then, I moved on doing international work, volunteering for my French Catholic Scout organization in the International Service on External Relations. In parallel to that, I started being active in WASIUM Europe, also being an external representative in the European Youth Forum, the main lobbying platform for youth organizations in Europe. And I'm also a member of the External Relations and Funding Core Group. I see the world level as an exciting next step in my scouting engagement. And I feel empowered by my previous experiences to contribute almost as much as I feel I will learn from this. What I want to do as a youth advisor is first be the little and sometimes loud voice speaking in the World Scout Committee's ear about the importance of youth participation at all levels, every chance we get. I also want to be working on communications, both internal and external. Internally, I want to be working on improving how information is spread between regions in WASM and also between WASM and NSOs. An example closer from us would be that as youth forum participants, I feel we need to design an effective communication channel among us to ensure that youth advisors stay in touch with young people, both at local and national level, and stay accountable to them, and also keep them engaged in this process. Finally, on external communication, I want to help promote the vision of scouting in society, as I've been doing in Europe, work as closely as possible with the UN, to make sure scouting is the leading youth movement in the world, working for peace and understanding. Thank you very much.
Mood Hafiz Irfan from Malaysia.
Dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, I'm honored to be part of this wonderful event where all the people, young people, bright minds from all around the world come here to share our ideas, best practices, and experience just to make our movement better and greater. And the most important is, how can we make the world that we live today as a better place? I'm Hafiz Arifin. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I'm just like you too. I want to make the world that we live with scouting that we have now as a better place. We may have different ideas and thoughts, which makes our discussions more alive and more unique. If our ideas can be turned into actions and implemented, of course, it will be very meaningful and happy for us. But the most important is, the people out there, the young people, 40 million of scouts out there, will be benefited by the ideas that we have now. It seems that, in my view, we have been doing well within our movement. We are organizing so much youth forums, conferences, workshops, and we have the best practices and we have the products. And it's time, I believe, we need to reach out, extend our networks and collaborations with relevant institutions and organizations. This will help to make our world, a community, a better place with the presence of scouts that we have now. Scout movement has become one of the dominant organizations, and all of us will agree that we need a better peace in our world. Peace brings a meaning which is harmony and peaceful life, which I believe every human in this world deserves it. And let's think, how does the citizen deserve more peace? And how do we feel when we look to the faces of the innocent who cries out, who were suffered by the hands of the humans? We can pledge millions of signatures we can spend $1 million for something that beyond our power. For example, we really work on animal extinctions, climate change. We work on incurable disease, but we never lose our hopes because we want to make sure that those challenges can be overcome. But why can't we stand together, united better for peace, that the conflict happens caused by human hands? And we want to make a full use the platform that Scout have as the messenger of peace, that we can be the catalyst, expertise, and bring this message to the whole world. And I want to use the platform as youth advisor to bring this message to the community. And I believe that all these ideas can't be realized and carried alone. I need help and support from every one of you in the hall. It always seems impossible until it's done. That's what the late Nelson Mandela. Only the brave who will work and step in a journey of difficult. And therefore, I pledge myself to have your support, to count me as your representative. Thank you so much.
Simon Kevin Pascuda Shelley from Cameroon.
It's okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm ready. Cool. Dear brother and sister, hello. Permit me to introduce myself. I'm Baskuda Shele Simon Kevin. I come from Cameroon, and it is in Africa. I'm stand up in front of you to explain why I've chosen to be a candidate for your advisor election. And I want to try to convince you to vote for me. So, firstly is a Scout reason who conducts me to this election. The first point is my engagement to young empowerment. I think firmly that young youth participation are necessary and could be boosted inside rooms. And it's for that reason, we are actually in my organization engaged for creation and animation of young forum in Africa. The second point is green scouting. I'm strongly convinced that Boy Scout could effectively impact in protection of environment. It is for that reason that we are working to fight against desertification through reforestation project in my country, for example. The last point is peace and interreligious dialogue. I sincerely believe that in Boy Scout capacity to establish peace and good interreligious dialogue in their community, from which is followed that, for example, messenger of peace in my country. And with my brother in scouting, we are thinking about peace project in Central African Republic, which is a country near of Cameroon in social political trouble. I have also a personal reason, the first, which I've summarized in one motto: ready to serve you. It will be a great achievement for me to be elected and a good experience at another level to the scouting. For the end, I want to thank you for according me your time to listen to me. And I just ask you to pay attention to my candidacy. Thank you for taking another time. And I will pass a little bit, I will express in French for my fellow brothers. Juste vous dire de prendre votre temps pour m'écouter, de suivre ma candidature. Merci beaucoup.
Fang Xiwan Chang from Scouts of China.
Dear brothers and sisters, I'm Fang Shanzhang from Scouts of China, Taiwan. I'd like to share my ideas to you. Same as all of you, I learned a lot from scouting. While I got involved deeper into scout activities and I took more responsibilities, I realized the strong influence of scouts and how we could use our strengths to help others and return to the community. There are many kinds of great Scout youth projects carrying forward right now all over the world. Therefore, how to spread and advertise our project become very important. If we could publicize our project well, and our project could have more support and recognition, I provide my professional in my design, bring back the messages from international to our local group and community, and making influence to the people around us and join those meaningful campaigns we're doing. I believe in the power of design in visual and communication. It could gain for support efficiently. I entered my university for study industrial product design for 5 years ago. I learned how to develop the concept, building models and prototypes, thinking, marketing, and strategy. Designers always find the problems through observe hard and try to solve them. And that is what Youth Scouts do. We observe what our regions needs and our strength to help others and make it better. We need to believe that we are full of creativity, innovate ideas, and open minds to cooperate with people for those meaningful projects. So I think here all of you are creators, and we can create a better world together. Scout movement is full of forward-looking and significant influence. Our goal is making change by power of Youth Scouts, and all of the Scouts projects are designed for changing into better ones, which I enjoy to do. I sincerely hope that I could influence more people with the passion of the Scouts. Believe in yourself and be active to change. Zhang Fangshen from Scout of China, Taiwan. Thank you.
Moira Fitzgerald from Ireland.
Too high. Can I push this in a bit? Ooh, yeah, go for it. Think about a match. A small stick, it has great potential. With just one small spark, it can create something powerful. Light and warmth that drives back the darkness. This World Scout Conference sees a new vision, a new strategy, a new triennial plan, a new youth involvement policy, and a new World Youth Programme. These offer untold opportunities. They are just waiting for a spark to set them off. Someone needs to fan and fuel these ideas to make sure they reach their full potential. I believe that my ongoing work, study, and research in the area of education give me a strong platform to help guide and support in the face of the challenges posted by these documents. I will make sure that each young person, under his or her education and personal development, is the center of every decision made. In our busy world, the voice of the youth, no matter how brave or idealistic, often gets choked. In the same way that a fire dispels the darkness, I believe that the best way to make sure that the voice of the youth is heard is to ensure that those involved are competent and confident and capable of standing over the views and the ideals of those who they are elected to represent. More importantly, we need young people who have an understanding of the issues at world level, who know when to accept what's on the table and when to push for more. Youth empowerment is much more than any words written on paper. Youth empowerment is a feeling. This feeling emerges when we are in a situation in which we are competent, confident, and we feel supported in what we are doing. I have been involved, participated in, organised and coordinated youth fora at all levels of my National Scout Association. I have represented the views of World Scouting to the highest level. I worked as a member of the World Scout team at the last World Scout Moot. I had the honour to plan and coordinate Agora, the regional event for rovers by rovers in Europe, in 2013 and 2014. I know what it's like to feel alone and to feel helpless, but I've also felt empowered, and I've gained so much and from many different experiences along the way. I am passionate, enthusiastic, dedicated, and experienced. I stand before you to renew my Scout promise, to work both for and with others to create a better world. In other words, I'm ready to be a match. Thank you.
Shunsuke Kasahara from Japan.
Hello, brothers and sisters in Scouting. My name is Shunsuke Kasahara. Well, just call me Shun. And I'm a rover scout from Scout Association of Japan. Before I decided to stand for this election, I was thinking that the role of youth advisor was to represent youth in the world. However, after talking to the wonderful people from across the world, well, it's you, I realized that it's impossible to just represent youth because your voice is too varied to be solely summarized, and your situation is too complicated to be organized in one universal way. We need a lot better way to communicate with each other. What I would like to do as a youth advisor is simple. It's to make adults in each NSO want to include youth in their decision-making processes, rather than just asking them to do so. After more than 20 years, many of the NSOs, including Scout Association Japan, have only a small number of youth in important positions. It is obvious that we need a different measure to change this situation. Now, then, how do we make adults want to have youth members in important roles, important positions? The answer, I think, is that youth to be more active and responsible in this movement. Another question arises: how do we encourage youth to be active and responsible? One answer is to improve the communication a lot better than now. I think that WASM website and MOP network has improved recently in terms of communication because they try to utilize the internet. For that, I think all who made this change, I think all those who made this change, but with all respect, the WASM website is chaos of information. Yes, it is truly a good idea to allow everyone to show the world that we are doing, but it's to it's not organized. So that's what I want to do. Thank you.
Soo Young Kim from Republic of Korea.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Good morning, my fellow Scout friends. I'm Soo-yeon Kim from Korea. I'm really glad that we're finally here in Slovenia together. I've been waiting for this moment to come for the last few months. And for those few months, there were two frequent questions that I got from a lot of you guys. One was, what is your favorite part of Scouting? And the other one was, what is your vision as a youth advisor? Before I was asked that question, I haven't actually thought about my favorite part of Scouting, to be honest. Let me ask you, what is your favorite part of Scouting? Right after I got this question, the first thing that came out in my mind was maybe the Scouting itself. Well, but then I became serious and really thought about my favorite part and why I'm still involved in this Scout movement until now. So let me share my thought with you. What I liked the most about Scouting was just by wearing a scarf, we can recognize Scouts and become a friend right that instance, simply by the fact that we're Scouts. And because everybody has whole different Scouting experiences, after talking and sharing thoughts, there are so many things to learn, not just in Scouting, but also for our personal lives. I think Scouting is closely related to our personal lives, and I think the balance between the personal life and Scouting is important. A lot of Scouts back in Korea, Scouting life and personal life are separated, unfortunately. There is a huge gap between the personal life and Scouting. But I was different. I was affected by Scouting in high school through several international programs that I took part in. And volunteering at the 38th World Scout Conference in Jeju Island gave me a big inspiration. I was one of the green I Can Do It staff 2 conferences ago. And that event made me to decide study international studies in university to have more understanding throughout the world as well. One of the recent projects that I took part was the CJK project, which I have displayed outside at the project fair area. It's a project held by Scouts of Chopsticks countries, Taiwan, Japan, and Korea, in the Philippines from 2003 to 2012. And from this year, changed the venue to Bangladesh. Well, I have participated in this project for continuous 2 years, and I saw and heard the changes being made to that community during that 10 years of the project. Another belief that I have in Scouting is that it is the biggest movement in the world which actually has the strength to change the world in cooperation of Scouts from everywhere. And now I stand on this podium to get the chance to take a part in making a change to the world, and I need your help in order to do that. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a nice day.
Diana Neal from Argentina.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, during all the training we went through before the forum, we had the chance to think and to exchange ideas. ¿Se escuchan? Okay. Sorry. Okay, again. During all the training we went through before the forum, we had the chance to think and to exchange ideas regarding the proposal of Vision 2023. In this respect, I would like to tell you which are the aspects I believe to be fundamental in order to achieve these goals. I am convinced that it is essential to continue with the implementation of effective processes of youth participation, where the emphasis is placed on empowering young people in order to provide them the tools required to create real leaders who may generate an impact in their local realities. And for this to be possible, I believe it's necessary for the Scout movement to progress in the consolidation of a true intergenerational alliance, as it's happening in Argentina. We must be an example in the international and local communities of how to build a better world from an enthusiastic and experienced society, where the cooperative dialogue between generations is the only way to recognize our history and to define our future. It is my intention also to help the Scout movement to continue being a reference in non-formal education and to participate in actions such as the first World Scout Education Congress in Hong Kong last year, which not only had a strong impact internally, but also outside the movement. Okay, if you see some of your own ideas that reflected on what I'm saying, do not doubt of my commitment to do everything in my power to achieve them. I'm sure that with your support, we can initiate a change in World Scouting today. I have the experience of having promoted changes in Scout Argentina, and with your support, it would surely be possible here. Okay, thank you. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias.
Christina Nelson from Australia.
G'day, I'm Chris from Australia. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, about the skills that I will bring to this position, and about my motivation for running for Youth Advisor. I have a strong passion and experience in including young people's voices in decision making. I've spent 4 years on the Scouts Australian National Youth Council, including 2 as the chairman, running consultations both online and in person, including many youth forums. I wish to be a youth advisor in order to facilitate the World Scout Committee hearing the voices of the world's youth, not just my own. I have a strong interest in World Scouting and in international cooperation. This year I was involved in organising the Asia Pacific Region Environmental Education Conference. I have also attended youth forums and conferences at a World in Brazil, Regional in Bangladesh, and Commonwealth in London levels. At the Bangladesh Youth Forum, I chaired the Steering and Recommendations Committee, including devising an innovative strategy to reduce the draft recommendations from more than 60, which was a bit unwieldy and impossible for the committee to deal with, to a more manageable 12, all the while ensuring that all participants were heard and understood what was happening. I strongly believe in the benefits of us learning from each other, and I value and enjoy working in multicultural teams. This is a really exciting time to join the Youth Advisors, in particular with my strong interest in youth program. In Australia, I am the Assistant National Commissioner for Youth Program, and I think that the youth program draft, which I hope will be passed next week, is fantastic, but very big picture. It needs a lot of work to be done in, first of all, spreading the word to different countries, but also in translating it into actions that can be done in NGOs. And I think that this is one of the exciting areas that I could be involved in as a youth advisor. I'm also excited about the proposed Scout Method review that comes up in a few of the conference documents. As Australia is currently reviewing our youth program, it's an enormous project that I'm involved in coordinating, and we're currently looking at the fundamentals and principles and a little bit confused about what we're meant to do with the Scout Method, because there's about 15 different versions and no one uses the same one. So I think that would be a great opportunity to be involved in. Scouting has given me a lot, from experiences to personal development, and I want to give back to the movement. I want to ensure that Scouts remains relevant and able to face challenges by listening to its young people. And I want to use the skills that I have gained to help develop other young people, for other young people's voices to be heard, to pay it forward. Cheers, mate.
Maid Muhammad Zahir from Maldives.
Hi, I'm Maid. I'm from the Maldives. I come from a country that's barely 2 meters above mean sea level. Yeah, that's strange. And I am also come from a region, a very diverse region, from the Asia-Pacific region. I prefer myself to be a global citizen. And I'm going to try to do my 3 minutes in a story for you about my journey here. So basically, in 2009, I attended the Youth Forum in Malaysia. So this was the Asia Pacific Youth Forum, where I was elected as the youth advisor for the region, Asia Pacific region. And this was a challenging experience. Why? Because in my region, it's basically a very conservative society, where things are really not the way it is in the in the Europe or the Americas. So basically, in the Maldives, in the Asia-Pacific region, it's very challenging for a young person to come out and talk about anything. What I had to face in my 3-year term was terrible from some extent. But then we managed to pull through. We managed to represent ourselves as young people. We managed to try to talk about the movement being a youth-led movement rather than a youth movement. And then we tried to achieve something that was different. We managed to get our young adult member chairman to vote. It's still a challenge for her because she's still not been accepted much by the regional committee, but she's still there. That's step one. That's where we began. So with that, I came back to Maldives after Bangladesh, and then in the Maldives, we had a lot of conservative stuff going on as well. What I'm saying conservative here is that young people in Asia are not really very empowered. It takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of work to get empowered in Asia for young people. So in the Maldives, we managed to get the Youth Forum running, and I'm happy that I'm sitting today with the Maldivian Youth Council Chairman, who is representing the Maldives here with me, which is something that we were able to achieve in the Maldives. In the Maldives, now we have youth advisors sitting in our highest council. We have youth advisors sitting in the executive committees, in all the subcommittees. While I myself am 23 years old and I am the youngest youth program commissioner in Asia Pacific region. So these are all challenges, but these are all things the young people are trying to prove in the Asia Pacific region. So I come with this experience and this background here to you, and I'm asking you to maybe choose me to represent you all again. And that's it. Thank you.
Now I would like to ask all the youth advisors candidate to come to the front. And I think they deserve now a big round of applause. Okay, thank you guys. You can go back to your seats, please. Yes, please. Take your seat. Thank you all for doing that very professional, and thank you for respecting all the rules. I will pass now the words to my colleague Felipe.
Thanks, Henry, for that. And I also would like to thank you, everybody here in the room, for listening. And of course, thanks to our unique candidates. Hope you will find them during this forum. Also to share questions, and then during probably the next session will be a good opportunity for everybody to do that. And giving them the extra motivation, then support for the task ahead. Thank you, honey. I know that however that you will be elected by this forum will be a great catalyst for youth involvement within the movement. But just before the lunch, we have some extra announcements. I would like to invite Ms. Ana Ruth from Portugal, our amazing drawer here in the forum, to have a clarification and also a task for us during this day. Please, Ana Ruth.
Much better. So I would like to, I'm here just doing some drawings, but they are not only drawings. The idea is to make a kind of graphical report. Okay, okay, I will talk like this. And the idea is to have a graphical report in the end of these 4 days. So I would like to count with your contributions. So the idea, the first day I've done that drawing that you can see there. There are 20 signs of each team. So the idea now, I would like to ask you, each team, to fill the bubble, the circle. And I would like to ask you to fill it without markers, just with a thin pen. But you can contribute with some thoughts that we were talking yesterday, or something that you would like to share with the rest of the world, because after we will make a photo of the drawing and to share it. So you don't have to maybe write something or write your names, or maybe share some thoughts or sentences or something. Regarding today, I'm also doing some drawings, so if you have something that you would like to share and to see also there, you can also share with me. I will let my book there, and you can write it down there. Another thing, it's like there is outside a tree, a kind of tree. It's a kind of evaluation that we thought to do on the first day, but actually if you have something about evaluation, you can share there on the wall outside. There is a tree, and you can write over the tree, and with different levels, if you are more satisfied or not with the forum. It's something that you can also change for the next day. You can also put there. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna, for that, and also since yesterday for your hard work during the graph facilitation. So the last announcement, it's a little bit longer, and please pay attention, because it's how you're gonna run the session during the afternoon. So, friends, at 1:45 we start the session called "How Scouting Changed Society." During this session, there will be a group discussion facilitated by the candidates. So it's also a good opportunity to meet them, try to share, try to talk. In order to attend this group discussion, you need to sign up for them. There are stands arranged outside, next to the area of the coffee break. There are only 15 places, 15 per each group discussion. Please keep in mind that you can sign up after the 15th position. If the list is full and includes already 15 people, the list is closed. The themes for which you can choose are crisis response, reaching out to marginalized groups, mobility and connectivity, international solidarity, environment and sustainable development. The deadline for sign up is 3 p.m. We will restart again at 1:45. Thank you very much for the session. Thanks again for the candidates. Enjoy your lunch.